One of the huge problems of Mario & Rabbids overall is its non-existent plot. It mostly centers around Spawny causing chaos everywhere he goes, and then Bowser Jr. tries to kidnap and weaponize his crossover powers. And that's the biggest problem, besides the nothing that goes on, is that Bowser Jr. ends up being the main antagonist because Bowser is literally on vacation somewhere else. Unfortunately for Bowser Jr. and the totally fucked Bowser's Kingdom, it turns out that he's coming home early. Is this a video game or a B-list sitcom episode? What makes this even stupider is that the final boss of the game is similarly coming out of left field during the final mission. I'm surprised video games with their ultimate villain spontaneously appearing in the final level aren't more fun. The thing is that the hole in the sky has gotten so bad that it managed to generate a dragon, and that dragon just happens to run into Bowser coming home from his flight and becomes this ridiculous amalgam creature called the Megadragonbowser. Because, in spite of having a staff of nearly 1,000 people, Ubisoft has no competent story writers to be found, especially in the Rabbids circle, where it's mandated that at least every quarter page of any project is coded in poo jokes. For what it's worth, the Megadragonbowser fight is technically climactic. Okay, for the rest of the video, I'm just going to call it Bowser for the sake of convenience, and he comes in with some really impressive attacks. And by impressive, I mean you just got punched in the face. He starts off with a Gatling Fire Breath attack that isn't much of a problem. It deals standard damage, maybe a burn or two throughout the fight. He follows that up with a Quick Draw technique, which technically isn't that helpful, since for the entire fight, you can attack Bowser from literally any vantage point on the battlefield, since he's flying above it all the time. It would have been smarter to combo that with his next attack, which is a pull technique, and that could have actually been devastating if you haven't been taking out Bowser's minions, which at this point in the game is something so easily done that they shouldn't even be there hogging the screen time. The last attack in the first phase is a ground pound at wherever he ends up, which again is pretty redundant since literally no player is going to spend precious time standing next to the boss when there's all the choice real estate you could find everywhere on the field. Bowser has a paltry 1600 health in this showing, and while that may sound like a lot, you need to remember that each of your 3 characters' weapons can easily dish out a minimum of 150 damage in one shot. So it's not too much of a problem when you think about it until you get to the obvious second phase, because Bowser of all people would not be taken out that easily, especially when he's been fused with a dragon like a goddamn Blue Eyes Monster Mash. The second phase is a lot less complicated and actually easier to deal with since Bowser spends a lot of it not attacking. His only recourse is throwing meteors at the battlefield, which is simple to deal with since all the attack locations are marked on the battlefield for maximum obviousness. At this point in the fight, some of the cover has actually been destroyed, so options for dealing with the summoned bucklers, which are the new actual challenge of the second phase, they have high health and get a helpful hand from Bowser, whose new ability is shield sharing, making something hard slightly worse. It's the same verse as last time. Run around the bucklers and shoot them in the ass or throw explosives at them from a distance. Try to keep your healing up since the bucklers do retain their elemental damage increase ability, and watch where you're running to when it comes to that meteor attack. The second phase should not be a major hassle, just a bit of a not fun time. Then comes the obvious final phase where Bowser is through messing around just because he has a dragon on his face. Bowser becomes very aggressive in Phase 3 to make up for the Yawn Fest second round, and along with summoning 4 Brute minions, which are easy peasy lemon Haiti to throttle in this round, even more so thanks to the helpful Bowser who comes in with his main attack of the Whirling Fortress, which locks onto a player character and smashes into them for heavy damage. And if Bowser lands a hit, he'll stand up and put an impenetrable shield around himself for that turn. Thanks to another cock-up by the combat designer, it turns out that Bowser's weakness in Phase 3 is actually taking cover against the unblockable stuff, which at this late stage of this boss fight is probably the only thing left to take cover behind. If you take cover before Bowser attacks his target, then he'll stun himself on the cover, which opens him up wide for damage that turn from everybody. That's pretty much stage 3 of this fight. Something simple and to calm you down from how much of a marathon drive this boss fight was. Also, between Bowser and all the strategies you built up throughout playing this game, the brutes should all be dead by turn 3 of Phase 3, and after all that hard work and running you put into Megadragonbowser fight, it finally gets its comeuppance with a final combining the streams attack that obliterates the dragon, which was the soul of the hole in the sky and effectively saves the Mushroom Kingdom from the annoying Rabbit Kingdom. After going through this game, I think we could have seen such a nothing ending as the final celebration of this strange idea of a video game already written all over the wall. Check back with the next video for those final opinions, but let's leave this video by saying this. Megadragonbowser was a decent challenge and at least a good opponent to have as the final boss. Of course it isn't the best, but who really thought that Bowser could manage to outdo the Phantom on that field?